Previously, we've done graphing lines with slope-intercept form, and in this video, we're going to go over the worksheet graphing lines with standard form. And I'll leave a link in the description below of how to access this free KutaSoftware worksheet. So our directions are to sketch the graph of each line. Standard form, as we know, is written as ax plus by equals c. So for number 1, we have 7x plus y equals 5. So in this case, a would be 7, b would be 1, and c would be 5. And if you need help understanding how to recognize standard form, I have a tutorial video that you can watch that goes more in depth on standard form. Now since we're sketching the graph, I think the easiest way is to do the x-intercept and to find the y-intercept, because you only need 2 points to make a line. So we're going to find the point 0, comma, and then whatever y is equal to, and then whatever x is, comma, 0. So solving for when x is 0, plugging a 0 in for x, we get 7 times 0, which is 0. So we're left with y equals 5. So now we can plot 0, 5. Now let's solve for when y is 0. If y is 0, we have 7x equals 5. So we just need to divide both sides by 7 to get that x is equal to 5/7. 5/7 comes a little bit before 1, so it's roughly here. So 5/7, 0. Now that we have our 2 points, let's go ahead and draw the line. I recommend getting a ruler and using a straight edge when drawing the lines. In number 2, we have 3x plus 5y equals -5. Again, we're going to solve for when x is 0, and we're going to solve for when y is 0. So if x is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, so we'll be left with 5y equals -5. We just divide both sides by 5 to get that y is equal to -1. So when x is 0, y equals -1. Now let's solve for when y is 0. 5 times 0 is 0, so we're left with 3x equals -5. We'll divide both sides by 3 to get that x equals -5/3. And now let's graph each of those points. 0, -1 is the y-intercept, and -5/3, 0 is the x-intercept, which falls between -1 and -2. Then draw a line connecting those 2 points, and there you have your graphed line in number 2. In number 3, y equals 4. This is going to be a horizontal line because y is always 4 regardless of what x is. So if x was -2, y would be 4. If x was +3, y would be 4, and so on. In number 4, we have 6x plus 5y equals 20. Again, we'll solve for when x is 0, and we're going to solve when y is 0. And if this confuses you, when in doubt, you could always rewrite this in standard form using the y-intercept and then using rise over run to calculate the next point. So if x is 0, 6 times 0 is 0, so we're left with 5y equals 20. So when we divide both sides by 5, we'll get that y is equal to 4. So when x is 0, y equals 4. Now solving for when y is 0, 5 times 0 is 0, we'll have 6x equals 20. Divide both sides by 6 to get that x equals 20 over 6. And 20 over 6 simplifies down to 10/3. And you can think of 10/3 as 3 1/3. So x is 10/3 when y is 0. Graph our y-intercept, 0, 4, and we'll graph our x-intercept, 3 1/3, 0. And then we'll just connect those points to form the line. For number 5, we have x equal to negative 3. This is similar to when y equaled 4 for number 3. However, this time x is equal to negative 3 at all times. So regardless of y, x is always negative 3. So if y is negative 4, x is still negative 3. If y is 0, x is negative 3, and so on. So this, as opposed to when y was equal to a value that was a horizontal line, so this is going to be a vertical line. And lastly, on to number 6. And in the next video, we'll do the second half of this worksheet. Again, we're going to solve for when x is 0 and when y is 0, graph those 2 points, and then connect them to form a line. So when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 4. When y is equal to 0, we have 2x equal to 4, so we'll divide both sides by 2 to get that x is equal to a positive 2. So when y is 0, x is 2. Go ahead, graph the y-intercept, 0, 4, and graph the x-intercept, 2, 0, and then connect those points. And I'll stop the video here at number 6. In the next video, we'll continue on and do numbers 7 through 12, finishing out the graphing lines worksheet using standard form. Please remember to go ahead and click the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also hit the like button and let me know that you found this video helpful. In this video, we're continuing and finishing the graphing lines using standard form worksheet on the KutaSoftware website, and I'll leave a link in the description below so that you know how to access this free worksheet. We're simply graphing the line given the standard form of the equation. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. I find that the easiest way to graph standard form is to find the x-intercept and then to find the y-intercept. Once you have those 2 points, that's all you need to make a line. The y-intercept is when x is equal to 0, and the x-intercept is when y is equal to 0. So solving for the y-intercept, when x is 0, we have y equals 3. And solving for when y is 0, so we're solving for the x-intercept, that's going to be x equal to 3. Because 0 plus 3 equals 3, or 3 plus 0 equals 3. Now let's plot these two coordinates. 0, 3, the y-intercept, 3, 0, the x-intercept, and then draw a line to connect the 2 points. And that is the answer for number 7. Also, I recommend, when drawing a line connecting those 2 points, to use a ruler or any other straight edge to help you get a crisp, clean line. And number 8, again, we're going to solve for the y-intercept, and we're going to solve for the x-intercept. So that is, when x is equal to 0, so 10 times 0 is simply 0, we'll have negative 3y equals 15. Divide by a negative 3 on both sides to get that y is equal to a negative 5. So when x is 0, y equals negative 5. Now let's solve for when y is 0. When y is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, so we have 10x equal to 15. Divide both sides by 10, and you'll get that x is equal to 15 over 10, but that can be simplified. Both are divisible by 5, so it would be 3 halves, or 1 and 1/2. So when y is 0, x is 3 halves. Now we can go ahead and graph those 2 points. 0, negative 5 is the y-intercept, and 3 halves, 0 is the x-intercept. Connecting those 2 points will give you the graph in number 8. Number 9, x minus y equals 3. Solve for the y-intercept and solve for the x-intercept. So when x is 0, we have negative y equal to 3. What we need to do is divide both sides by a negative 1, and that will give us that a positive y equals negative 3. So 0, comma, negative 3 is the coordinate for the y-intercept. Now let's solve for when y is 0. That'll leave us with x equal to 3. So the x-intercept is 3, 0. 0, negative 3, plotting that, and then 3, 0. Then you just connect those 2 points to form the line. And that's your answer for number 9. Number 10, y equals 0. Y equals 0 is simply a horizontal line along the x-axis. Regardless of what x value you have, you could have negative 4, 1, 6, and so on, y will always be 0. So whenever you have an equation where y equals some number, that is always a horizontal line. Moving on to number 11, solving for the y-intercept, and then solving for the x-intercept. When x is 0, y is equal to negative 3. When y is 0, x is equal to negative 3. Plotting those 2 points, 0, negative 3, and then negative 3, 0, and then connect those to form the line. And lastly, number 12. But before I do the answer to this, please like this video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Every subscription and every like is greatly appreciated, and it lets me know that you're finding these videos helpful. Thank you in advance for that. Now for number 12. X plus y equals negative 1. Solve for the y-intercept, and then solve for the x-intercept. When x is 0, y is equal to negative 1, and when y is 0, x is equal to negative 1. So we have 0, negative 1, and then negative 1, 0. 0, negative 1 as the y-intercept, and negative 1, 0 as the x-intercept. And then draw a line connecting those 2 points. And that wraps up this video, graphing lines using standard form. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below.